If you explore our world through the lens of quantum physics, so looking at life through the most micro lens of atoms and particles, it becomes very clear, abundantly clear, that we live in a world of energetic abundance. You know, this is a well-known or accepted fact in the realm of quantum physics, and that is there is so much untapped potential energy inside every single atom. And you are made of like trillions, billions of atoms. I don't even have the exact number, but so much. There's so much energetic potential inside of every single one of us, and so much energetic potential in this unified field around us that we are connecting to and creating from every single present moment. And so I want to talk about abundance in this short video today. Abundance and the beauty of living open-hearted and the significance of diversity when doing that, all with the desire to perhaps share this idea of abundance, this thing that a lot of us desire for our lives in a new way. In a way that allows you to begin to tap into the flow of abundance in your life and continue to expand that. So, you know, when it comes to abundance, right, opening up to receive more, this is typically something we all desire, right, for our lives. To live an abundant life is absolutely there for us all if we choose it for ourselves. And so truly abundance, like I want to pose this new perspective. What if abundance wasn't about you doing more to earn it, but rather just removing all the resistance in your field that's keeping it out? Because we are typically the ones that close off our hearts to the world. And I have such compassion for myself when I have done this, and for every single human being that does this. We are actually the ones that close off our field and resist the many wonderful things and possibility and potential that are out there any given moment for us to tap into and create from and attract from. And this really comes down to fear, wanting to stay in the familiar, known spaces of our lives is kind of what fear from a place of self-protection is like wanting us to do. So there's a lot of reasons why I correlate fear with closing our hearts, and a practical example of this would be not having a conversation with someone about an honest thing that you want to talk about with them. Let's say that you are wanting to have a conversation with your partner about something you desire to pursue in your life, but you're afraid of telling them that because what if they don't understand or have a judgment about it, or they don't accept you, and perhaps you really love this person and that experience would hurt. And so you don't have the conversation. That is an example of closing down your heart, of not being open to whatever experience would unfold if you honored that part of you calling you to have that conversation. There's been many, many times in my life where I have camouflaged, changed, or denied parts of myself, true, genuine parts of myself, because I was afraid of being rejected, judged, or misunderstood. And I didn't want to open myself up to that pain, to the experience of that pain. But I want to just share abundance in the light of it is everything. There's an overflow. Abundance is overflow of everything. And when you open your heart to receive everything. To think about a life fully lived is not just within the restrictive bounds of what is comfortable and known to us, which is typically, where we reality, this is how my reality operates, and this is known and familiar. I know I'm going to be okay, even if there's suffering within our known and familiar existence. I know that I'm going to be okay. living my life the way that I have. It's familiar, and I'm not open to having new experiences or trying something new or putting myself out there. All of these things would be a very, opening one's own heart to diversity, to something different, to something new. And so I want to just really point out that, like, abundance, opening your heart is opening your heart to everything, all the things we came here to experience, the terrible and the terrific and the grief and the pain, but also the joy and the bliss. All of it, you just take a step back even with your life right now, right this moment, everything that's happened just as it is, the depths of your own feelings and complexity of your own life and experience. Can you see abundance in just, wow, look at everything here. What an incredible thing it is to be human. And the more that we open ourselves up to living, a life fully lived, open ourselves up to everything, we are tapping into that potential of abundance to bring more into our lives. And this means making space for your uncomfortable feelings. To be open to feeling new things to a greater depth, knowing that our feelings can't actually hurt us. And again, I say that with compassion, because the pain of rejection, the pain of heartbreak, grief from loss, all of these things are part of the journey of life. And a lot of times, understandably so, we're like, oh, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to look there. And we kind of shove it in a corner of our experience. And we're not open to it. We're not open to feeling that. There is a correspondence, a correlation with how much you could open up to feel and process and see and experience your own emotions with the abundance that life can provide you in the external world. The depth, the space of which you have for your own experience in here is the space of which you have to experience new things out here in the external world, and everything better for your life. The incredible joy and bliss of intimacy, of opening yourself up to love to an even greater capacity becomes available to you when you kind of look at abundance this way. Can I open it up to it all? Can I look at my life right now exactly the way it is and see abundance? And diversity is a really, really important factor for life to be thriving, for a thriving life. And this is reflected in a lot of different areas. And I just want to point some out, diversity in the earth's soil, diversity of nutrients and minerals in the earth's soil is essential for, thriving plant life, flora to grow. There needs to be a diversity of nutrition in the soils. And actually, one of the issues we're coming across here now is we're depleting the soils of their nutrients and the diversity of that nutrients to really foster nutrient-rich food and different flora. And that diversity is reflected in just looking at the earth and the soil and having just different new things available to grow life. And the same can be said for your gut microbiome. There's a lot of research now showing that having a diversity of bacteria in your gut microbiome is essential for our overall health of our bodies. It's actually really, really, they're just finding more and more about how that benefits us from having a diversity of food in our diet. Within reason, every single one of us has a unique relationship with food and what our bodies need to be healthy. So I respect that, but like diversity of that bacteria in our gut microbiome, essential. And then also neuroplasticity. So in the research behind neuroplasticity, the ability for our neural pathways to expand and make new connections and grow requires new and different information. When we have new experiences, which essentially means different, new is different, when we learn something new, when we open our minds, when we get curious about something, then that's actually really, really good for our neural pathways in our brain. And so all of these different areas just kind of reflect how opening yourself up to to diversity, and when it comes to our own feelings, how we actually even perceive our own reality. Again, if you can change and open yourself up to a different perspective on your life right now, just as it is, to see abundance, then you are experiencing your life without a single external thing changing, in a different perspective and viewpoint. And actually, the more that you right now decide, okay, I'm going to start to perceive my world differently in a new way. Where is abundance? Where can I find abundance? Expect abundance. That actually is what allows you to continue seeing it and finding it in how you view life, because it's there for all of us. Abundance is there for all of us. It's just a matter of how open we are to live open-hearted, to say, even though I'm afraid that this could provide an uncomfortable experience, I'm open to see what happens, and to go for it. These types of things, the more that you actually find abundance and expand abundance in your life. Self-fulfilling prophecy, we create what we expect to find in the world. We love to prove ourselves right. And if you begin to wire in a new perspective on your life right now, without anything external changing from you, if you can find and look for the abundance, the overflow, and the areas where you're like, wow, I can actually open myself up to this experience that I might have said no to before because I was afraid of, what could happen. I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to see what happens, to be open to that different experience. You're making more space for the unified field to continue to bring more into your life, which includes the depth of your purpose and joy and wealth and all these other things when you make more space. So I just wanted to take a little time to share this perspective on abundance, and hopefully for the goal of helping you see that abundance is here right now for you, and the more you find it and see it, the more it will expand, and can you open yourself up to diversity and difference, different new things in your life, feelings included. Can you deepen your capacity, the space you have for your own emotional experience? All of that corresponds with expanding and to abundance on a general level. To live a life fully lived requires an open heart. So I would love to hear how this resonates with you. If you have another perspective to add, or anything that comes up, this is definitely in the realm of what I love. My passion and purpose for the world is to help people understand on a vibrational level how we attract and create our lives, and how we can really live a full, thriving life that is heart-centered, authentic to us. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you join me next time.